So let's get started. What we have basically is the depreciation question of one of the most recent papers, which is February-March 2024 and paper 2, variant 2. Okay, understandable? Am I audible? So it's a February-March 2024 paper 2. It's a 15-mark question in which we have the person Zainab. So Zainab uses the straight line method of depreciation. So Zainab is using, students, the straight line method of depreciation for the business vehicles. Okay. So for the business vehicles, she is using the straight line method of depreciation. We have the non-current assets. The non-current assets of the business included two vehicles. Okay. The non-current assets of the business included two vehicles. We have vehicle number 1 and we have vehicle number 2. Their date of purchase is given and the cost of the asset is also given. We purchased it on 1st January 2021 and 1st September. We need to understand that our year ends on 31st December 2022, which means that it's in the date perspective, it's not a difficult question, because the year is starting on 1st January 2022 and the year will be ending on 31st December 2022. Understood? Clear? There will be vehicles are depreciated by 20% per annum. So the percentage that we have to apply will be vehicles are depreciated by 20% per annum, and depreciation is calculated on a month-by-month basis. So the policy, the accounting policy is basically, the accounting method is straight line, which is 20% on the cost. And then we have the policy, which is basically monthly policy, students, which we can see that it's a month-by-month basis depreciation in the year of purchase, and we are not going to charge any depreciation in the year of disposal. The financial year ends on 31st December. So if any year is ending on 31st December, the year starts on 1st January. So for 3 marks, we have to prepare the journal entry. First part is prepare the journal entry to record the depreciation charge for the year ended 31st December 2022. A narrative is not required, which means students don't have to provide any explanation. Nobody have to provide any explanation, students. We just have to prepare the journal entry to record the depreciation for the year ended 31st December 2022. So we need to understand, definitely, it will be simple that income statement is always debited because it's an expense. So income statement will be debited, and then provision for depreciation account will be credited. Okay, so provision for depreciation account will be credited, students. Income statement debit and provision for depreciation account will be basically credit. Okay, so that is this is 1 mark for income statement and 1 mark for provision for depreciation, and 1 mark will be for the working out. So let's work it out. What we need to understand, if we talk about first thing about vehicle number 2, so it's very clear that vehicle number 2, the cost is 28,200, sir, and we purchased it on September 2022. So it basically means that vehicle number 2 was used for September, October, November, and December 2022. So vehicle number 2 is being used for 4 months only for the year ended from 1st January 2022 to 31st December 2022. We need to understand, students, that vehicle number 2 is being charged depreciation only for 4 months. So make sure you know how to do that depreciation charge. Let's do it here. It will be, sir, 28,200 into 20% into 4/12, 4 months depreciation that we have found out. Okay, everyone got it? That will be for vehicle number 2. And then for vehicle number 1, we need to understand that vehicle number A will be used for the whole year, because vehicle number A was purchased the previous year. हमने vehicle number 1 जो थी, that was purchased the previous year, students. So it will be used the whole year, all 12 months for vehicle number A. Okay, or vehicle number 1, that vehicle number 1, all 12 months it is being used. So it will be very simple depreciation, that is 26,000 into 20%, sir, and that will be for the complete year. So it will be 26,000 into 20%. which is 5,200. So the complete depreciation for the year, students, will be complete depreciation for the year will be 5,200 plus 1,880. Let me know if anyone have doubts, any questions up till now. So we just have to add both of these depreciation, sir. So it will be, let's do it here, 1,880 plus 5,200, and that should be coming as 1,880 plus 5,200. It's coming as 7,080, which is basically 7,080 here and 7,080 here. So definitely, students, in order to get the 3 marks, we need to understand that 1 mark is for the calculation and 1 mark is for writing it down correct. That provision for depreciation account is always credited and income statement will always be debit. You can write down the word of income statement, or because of the recent changes, you have to write down statement of profit or loss. Okay. So now better not to write down income statement, write down statement of profit and loss. Okay. So statement of profit and loss, that is the new name for income statement. You can write it down that. And provision for depreciation for the vehicles will remain the same. Okay. Provision for depreciation for the vehicles, you are doing it for delivery vehicles, so you can write down the name of the asset that we are doing it for vehicles, but not required. Still, you will get the complete mark. So we have got 3 marks out of the 15 marks of this February-March 2024 AS level past paper question. Next, we have to make, students, the provision for depreciation. Let me know if anyone have any doubts, any questions. Prepare the provision for depreciation account for vehicles. So very simple, we have to do it only for 3 marks. So balance brought down will, because it's a contra asset, so balance brought down always comes on the credit side. And then you have, sir, statement of profit and loss, or you can write down income statement at the moment or statement of profit and loss. So this amount is already there, that we have $7,080. It is the income statement or the depreciation charge for the year. Whatever the depreciation charge for the year is 7,080 for the year ended 31st December 2022. You just have to find the opening balance. There is no disposal at the moment. Okay, students. So there is no disposal at the moment. So let's write it and complete it, because statement of profit and loss, that is, we have written here. How will we find out balance brought down? Balance brought down means the opening accumulated depreciation at the start of the year. So what is the depreciation? What is the depreciation at the start of the year on 1st January 2022? So students need to understand that on 1st January 2022, whatever the depreciation was of only vehicle number 1, because vehicle number 1 was only available on 1st January 2022, because, sir, vehicle number 2 is purchased during the year of January 2022 till 31st December. I'll repeat it myself. कि vehicle 2 जो है, sir, that we have purchased in year number 22. Vehicle number 2 is purchased on September 2022. So at the start of the year, balance brought down means that at the start of the year, how much accumulated depreciation was there. So at the start of the year, we only had vehicle 1, and for what we already have charged a complete year depreciation. So it will be 5,200. The same depreciation would have been there. This is for year 2022. Let me write it down. Because it's a straight line method, year 2022 depreciation was 5,200, and year 21 depreciation also will be 5,200, because it's the starting from 1st January till 31st December, all 12 months will be completed. So vehicle number 1 2021 year depreciation was also 5,200, and 2022 year depreciation was also 5,200.
Sir?
Yep, go on. So 5,200 will be coming here. That is the balance brought down first year ki. Second year ki, we will be charging it in here now, because we are making it. Yeah, go on.
Sorry, sir. I wanted to ask you about the question. So when is it being disposed? Because it says no depreciation is provided in the year of disposal.
सही है, बिल्कुल.
So for the second vehicle. So why is it? So why should we depreciate?
No, we need to understand in this page there is no talking about disposal. अभी तक जो क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं we are standing at 31st December 2022. उसमें ना vehicle 1 dispose हुआ है ना vehicle 2 dispose हुआ है. Both of the vehicles we are continuing. We need to understand that this question currently we are in the year of 2022, that is from 1st January to 31st December, and the previous year was, let me write it down, the previous year was 1st January 2021 till 31st December 2021. That was the previous year. And in the previous year, we only had vehicle number 1. So let me explain it through a timeline. Okay, so let's make a timeline, and let's make a timeline here to understand students very carefully. Students need to understand, okay, this is January 2021. Sir, you purchased vehicle number 1 here, okay, on 1st January 2021. And that is when our year starts. Okay, that is when our year starts. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So December 2021 is finishing here, and then the new year starts, that is January 2022. Understanding? The 2022
Yes.
year starts. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and little bit space is missing. So let's do it here. Second timeline, okay. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Please follow carefully, students. Everyone needs to understand हम deal कर रहे हैं इस year में, that is between January 2022 से the start हुआ 12 months till December 22. We are dealing in this month, in this year. We are dealing in this year, the highlighted color. And what we need to understand is basically कि 1st September को, this September, 1st September 2022, I purchased vehicle number 2 as well. So they are telling us that we are dealing in the month of 2022, and we need to understand that because we are dealing in the year of 2022, so September, October, November, December will be the charge of depreciation for vehicle number 2, and vehicle number 1 अभी तक dispose नहीं किया, which means कि by the end of year 2022 दोनों vehicles available हैं, vehicle 1 भी available है और vehicle 2 भी available है. तो students need to understand ये 7080 जो है उसमें vehicle 1 की depreciation भी है for 2022, एंड इसमें व्हीकल 2 की भी 4 months की डेप्रिसिएशन है फॉर द ईयर 2022. बट ये जो बैलेंस ब्रॉट डाउन होता है, बैलेंस ब्रॉट डाउन इज बेसिकली वी वांट टू नो, द एग्जामिनर वांट्स टू नो कि व्हाट इज द स्टार्ट ऑफ द ईयर डेप्रिसिएशन. सो इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द स्टार्ट ऑफ द ईयर, दैट इज January 2022, एट दैट स्टेज वी ओनली हैव वन व्हीकल विच वाज व्हीकल 1, और उस व्हीकल 1 की पूरी डेप्रिसिएशन इज विल बी कॉल्ड आर accumulated depreciation, which is first year depreciation also, because it's straight line method we have to apply on cost. It is $5,200. Is everyone getting? This is 1 mark,
Yes.
and this is 1 mark as well. Okay, is everyone clear? अभी तक इस क्वेश्चन में डिस्पोजल आया नहीं है. डिस्पोजल इज कमिंग नेक्स्ट फॉर 4 marks. Okay, and then we'll work it out. Okay, what do they mean by no depreciation is plotted in the year of disposal? So let's quickly work it out, students. Because there is no disposal, so it will be very simple to close this account, which will be, sir, balance carried down, which will be adding both of the sides and finishing the question off. Make sure okay, you will not get the 3rd mark here. In order to get the 3rd mark, you have to write it down again. Okay, 5,200 plus 7,080 is 12,280, and this is also 12,280. So this is coming 12,280. People got this? No need to put dates at the AS level. The dates are not important at the AS level, but we give you space available here, so we should be putting the dates as well. Okay, is everyone clear? Got it?
2021 का अलग नहीं शो करना होता
नहीं, because it's 2021 का भी शो करना हो सकता है, but at the moment they are asking only for the year ended 31st December 2022. So we have to make the account for 1 year, which I have written at the start of the question कि अभी हम डील करें 2022 में, जो जनवरी में स्टार्ट हुआ और दिसंबर में फिनिश हो जाएगा. अंडरस्टूड? सो मेक श्योर कि आपको जो 3rd मार्क मिलेगा वो बैलेंस ब्रॉट डाउन यहाँ लिखने का मिलेगा. स्टूडेंट्स, बैलेंस ब्रॉट डाउन, which is basically 12,280, and that is the 3rd mark. We have got the first 6 marks of the question. out of the 15 marks. And this is all numerics we are solving, okay? Let's write down the dates as well since the space is available. So this will be done on 2022, end of the year, December 31st, okay? And then this will be done on 2022, January 1st, opening balance, and then December 31st and December 31st, this will be the closing balances. So these are the dates that I have put as well. So we have got the 6 marks out of the 15 marks of this question. Everyone clear, understood? Got it? Exam में you can write down if you have time available, but dates के there is no marks for the dates usually, okay? And in the at the AS level, but better if they have given the space, you should write down the dates as well. If you have some free time and for the safe purpose, you should write down the dates, okay? Although I can clearly say that 3 marks, आपको 1 mark is for 5200, the other mark is for 7080, and the third mark is for basically 12,280. Let's talk about another numerics question for 4 marks, which will make it 10 marks, basically 10 marks numerics and 5 marks theory on 15th February 2023. So it's the next year have started now. Make sure dates are the most important thing in the chapters of depreciation and company accounts. 1st January 2023 till 31st December. Now we are in the next year, students. And we need to understand that this is the next year that we are part of. And on 15th February, vehicle 1 is being disposed. And it's the first time, it's an unusual thing that they have given the profit, students. Okay, so उन्होंने आपको profit दे दिया है. So what students should know is the format of the disposal account. What students should know is the format of the disposal account. We have to prepare the vehicle disposal account. And the format students should know. So vehicle 1 was disposed at a profit of 4,200 and the proceeds were paid into the business bank account. Okay, so the profit is there, which means ke usually what happens is students, कि हम disposal account बनाते हैं. So the reason for making a disposal account is to try to get the gain or loss on disposal. कि इस asset को dispose of करने में gain हुआ या loss हुआ है. But in this question, they have already told us कि हमें gain हो रहा है. So students need to understand कि you will write down here. Let's write down the format and make it. Okay, we have, sir, the delivery vehicle 1. So vehicle 1, you write down the cost on the debit side. Vehicle 1, cost of the asset on the debit side, $26,000 is the cost of the asset on the debit side, students. Always remember, profit is always coming on the debit side in the vehicle disposal account. So you can write down gain on disposal. Also, you can write down income statement, or you can write down statement of, instead of writing down the income statement, we should write down statement of profit and loss. The gain on disposal will be coming here. And then the provision for depreciation or accumulated depreciation will always come on the credit side. And the final thing will be the balancing figure. In this case, the balancing figure will be the disposal proceeds, that is the bank account. Okay, disposal proceeds, how much you sold it for, how much the vehicle you sold it for, how much money you received. Okay, so that is why I hope everyone is getting it. The only difficult thing in this is that you don't have to find out the gain or loss on disposal because that is already mentioned. We need to find out, students, only what are the disposal proceeds. The balancing figure will be something else. So 26,000 plus 4,200, that is basically 30,200. Okay. जी.
disposal cost पे लेंगे.
Disposal is always written on the cost on the debit side. जब disposal का account होगा, okay, so let's continue. हमने asset की cost लिख दी है. We have written down the gain on disposal as well. Okay, and we need to understand that we have to find out the provision for depreciation. Make sure whatever vehicle you are disposing, uski complete depreciation, whatever the vehicle we are disposing, sir, complete depreciation of that will be removed. Okay, so understand that vehicle number 1, we have bought it on 1st January 2021. So let me make it here, 1st January 2021 till 31st December 2021. It's the first year, students. then 1st January 2022 till 31st December 2022, that's the second year, and then 1st January 2023 till the 31st December 2023, that is the year of disposal. We are selling it on 15th February. Students need to understand, okay, sir, you are selling it on 15th February, so it will be this year. And they have mentioned that no depreciation is charged in the year of disposal. It means, students, that on 2023, depreciation will not be charged, okay? And in the year of purchase, we have to charge depreciation. So 2 years depreciation will be charged, students. We already know what is the 2-year depreciation for vehicle 1, 5,200 for 2022 year, and 2021 year vehicle 1 depreciation was $5,200. So just make a working number 1 and show the examiner that total depreciation will be 5,200 plus 5,200, which will be $10,400. If anyone have questions, please let me know. Any doubts, any problems? Got it? And then you take the difference balance, 10,000, 30,200, students. We have to find out the balance, 30,200 minus 10,400. So I'm getting that the vehicle was disposed for, students, $19,800. $19,800 was the disposal proceeds, and that is basically called the balancing figure as well. Yep, let me know. Exactly, that's the tricky part of this question. The student should be thinking, because the policy was month by month basis. Okay, very important point I'm saying. The policy is month by month basis. So if you are disposing on 15th February, a common question that should come in your mind, student, is basically, okay, sir, January 2023 तो charge होना चाहिए और half month of February भी charge होना चाहिए, right? January 2023 and 15th February तक हुआ है, तो हमें वो charge करना चाहिए. But no, we are not going to charge this, because policy जो है, we have to understand the policy is the complete policy. Policy is very important to understand, students. They are telling it जिस year में dispose हो रहा है, no depreciation should be charged. So doesn't matter के 8 months be use kara. If we have used 6 months, 5 months, 8 months, we are not going to do that. Okay. Is it clear, people? Anyone have any questions, guys? We have achieved 10 marks on numerics. Let me know if there's any questions, any doubts. We'll help out. Okay. I'm waiting here. That is the 10 mark that we have achieved.
Sir,
Yeah, go on.
for bank, how did you get 19,000?
It's the balancing figure. As we can see, I have already mentioned that usually what happens is, when we make a disposal account, students, whenever we are making a disposal account, it's basically the disposal account purpose is to find out the loss or gain on disposal. We need to understand here that this is already given to us in this question. Gain on disposal is already given to us in this question. What is missing in the question is basically the proceeds, how much you sell the asset for, how much the asset for disposed for. So we find out by the balancing figure. We already have the debit side, 26,000 plus 4,200 as 30,200. And then we subtracted the provision for depreciation. That is basically $10,400. So we got 19,800. Let me write it down as well. $30,200 minus $10,400, and we got $19,800. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
Any
And
other
also,
questions,
sir, will we write balance carried down?
No, there is nothing in the disposal account. We don't have. Disposal account is a temporary account, so there are no balance brought down or balance carried down. Disposal account only comes in when we are disposing of an asset, when we are finishing off an asset. Okay, so everything will happen on 15th February. So 2023, 15th February, that is the disposal date. So everything will happen on that same date. The provision for depreciation and income statement, except for the transfer. Transfer happens at December 31st, that we have to close the account. Okay, people got it clear, understood? Transfer happens on the last date or last date of the year.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Transfer happens. So this is like 10 marks we have achieved, and then we have 5 marks theory. Very simple, straightforward, and very important. So let's do that as well. State one reason. Students need to understand state means that just no need for explanation, just write down the reason. A similar type of question we have done. Similar type of questions are tested at the IGCSE O levels as well. What is that one reason why it may be better to use the reducing balance method of depreciation for the delivery vehicles? We talked about it, that delivery vehicles are basically non-current assets which tend to lose the balance, which tend to lose the value early and more quickly. Because straight line method charges same amount of depreciation, it is not recommended, and reducing balance method of depreciation is a perfect, it's the better method, it's the more suitable method. Okay, understanding? So reducing balance method, reducing balance method, reducing balance method is preferred. Reducing balance method is preferred as it shows a realistic, as it shows a realistic decrease, as it shows a realistic decline in the value of, as it shows a realistic decline in the value of delivery vehicles. Because reducing balance method को मैं explain भी करता हूँ, as it shows realistic decline in the value of vehicles or delivery vehicles, you can write down. So आप इसको वो भी कर सकते हैं कि it is basically more use. आप ये reducing balance method is more preferred ना लिखें तो पूरा एक ही लाइन में आ जाएगा आंसर कि the value of the asset, the value of the assets, the value of the asset shows a realistic decline. The value of the vehicle shows a realistic decline, shows a realistic decline when you use the reducing balance method, shows a realistic decline when reducing balance method is used. Okay, where पूरा लिख देगा आप reducing balance method is used. Okay, students, the reason यही है simple कि as we talked about straight line method of depreciation जो है वो furniture, it is used for furniture and buildings because we need to understand कि it provides us the same comfort level, same service, so annual depreciation is better. But for business vehicles which tend to lose more value in the starting years, delivery vehicles, cars, fixtures and fittings, these things tend to lose value more in the early years. For them, you should be using reducing balance method of depreciation, understanding, as the value shows a realistic decline and it is more suitable method for them. And then you have to explain any, now explain word is coming. So 1 mark for writing down the name of the concept. So it's like a free marks for students कि आपको 1 mark तो definitely मिल जाएगा because everyone knows the name of the accounting concepts to get the 4 marks. So we can write it down. First thing, I always prefer to write down about consistency concept for depreciation. Consistency concept in depreciation. Consistency concept indicates that same method of depreciation should be charged. So make sure students के explain का मतलब है कि आपने accounting concept का नाम देना. So if I'm giving the correct name, that is consistency concept, so I'll get 1 mark. And then I have to link it with the depreciation as well. Consistency concept indicates same method of depreciation to be charged each year. Same method of depreciation to be charged each year. Same method of depreciation to be charged each year. Consistency concept indicates same method of depreciation to be charged each year, so that each year for the particular assets, for particular asset. मतलब अगर आप delivery vehicles के लिए straight line use कर रहे हैं, so you have to use that same method. Okay, so one of the concept will be this. Second, you can talk about prudence concept as well. That prudence concept states that losses should be recognized. अगर आपका disposal पे loss हो रहा है तो फौरन record कर लेंगे. Prudence concept states that losses should be recognized. Losses on the assets, Losses on non-current assets should be recognized. Losses on non-current assets should be recognized as soon as it happens. Okay, so losses should be provided for. Losses should be provided as soon as they are recognized. As soon as they are recognized, and profits को overstate नहीं कर सकते. As soon as they are recognized, and profits should not be overstated. Therefore we deduct depreciation. हम जो depreciation for the year minus करते हैं इनकम स्टेटमेंट में, उसका एक रीजन ये भी है कि ताकि आपका प्रॉफिट्स ओवरस्टेट ना हो, एंड प्रॉफिट्स कैन नॉट बी ओवरस्टेटेड. सो दीज आर द टू ऑफ देम, and profits cannot be overstated. And the third one can be, that will help us in explaining depreciation. If they ask you three, or if you're not remembering consistency or prudence concept, students, it's the common accounting concept that comes in every of them. Matching accruals concept is basically what? Matching accruals concept indicates, matching accrual concepts states that the benefits from the asset, the benefits from the non-current assets should be matched against the depreciation charge for the year. आप non-current assets से अपनी sale बढ़ाएंगे, non-current assets आपको help करेंगे sale करने में, आपके प्रोडक्ट्स को. नॉन करंट एसेट से आपकी मशीन फैक्ट्री चल रही होगी, आपके सारे काम चल रहे होंगे, तो आपको उनके बेनिफिट्स मिलने. और मैचिंग अक्रूवल्स कॉन्सेप्ट यही कहता है कि जिस साल का जो एक्सपेंस और रेवेन्यू वो उसी में रिकॉर्ड हो. द मैचिंग अक्रूवल कॉन्सेप्ट स्टेट्स द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ यूजिंग नॉन करंट एसेट्स, द बेनिफिट्स ऑफ यूजिंग. तो बेसिकली आपने मेंशन, देखें 2 मार्क्स तो सबको मिल जाएंगे इजीली. इट्स जस्ट कि एक्सप्लेन करना इंपॉर्टेंट है. Everyone remembers the accounting concepts names. Okay, so that's why it's an easy theory. Okay, you can easily score 15 marks or 13-14 marks if you make a silly mistake as well. So matching accrual concept states that the benefits of using non-current assets should be matched against the depreciation, should be matched against the cost of the non-current assets, that is the against the depreciation of the non-current assets. Okay, against the depreciation of non-current assets. Okay students, तो आप इस तरह करके, अभी तो आपने 2 यूज करने, so make sure choose any 2 of them, but I have given for more understanding and learning 3 concepts. Okay, people got it clear, understood? So with this we have completed our 15 marks question on depreciation, which was of AS level May-June 2024, and in which we have talked about 10 marks for numerics, how to make the disposal account, how to make the provision for depreciation account, how to write down the journal entry for the income statement, and what about the theory related to depreciation, which is a good theory. They usually ask these type of questions, what are the reasons of depreciation, accounting concepts related to depreciation, or why this method is used, why revaluation method is used for these assets. So just make sure have the back end knowledge of this chapter, and you will be able to score good marks in that. Okay, so we'll continue from here. Thank you. Have a great day.